Hi, this is Debbie with Common Sense Landlording. Let's talk about bad tenants. Bad tenants are something that we as landlords try very, very hard to avoid. Those people we know are going to cause us nothing but problems. They're not going to pay the rent, and they're basically going to emotionally torture us. But one thing I need to point out is that bad tenants are usually not really bad people. They are people who have never learned certain skill sets. We've talked about how great tenants know how to pay their bills. They know how to manage their credit scores. They have learned how to budget their money. These are all skill sets that responsible people have learned along the way. Unfortunately, our bad tenants, they are lacking certain skill sets. They may have great jobs, they may have great income, but they've never learned to budget their money. So that means that they overspend, they run up credit cards, and they don't pay their bills on time. Some of these people actually may not even be in that much debt, but because they forget to pay their bills, they don't have a system. They're always behind, which then drags down their credit score. So understand, they're not typically just bad people. And these bad tenants, they look just like you or me, which is a huge problem for us when we are looking for a new tenant. It is very easy to meet someone at an open house. It's easy to agree to show your property to someone, and you get in front of this person who you can never in a million years rent to. But if you haven't pre-screened them or you don't have a pre-screening system and you've ended up in front of them, they're going to tell you their story. And some of these stories are terrible. I mean, I feel so bad for some of these people. Some of them, it is their fault. In many cases, it is, and they aren't going to be able to change. And some people have just had some terrible things happen, and hopefully they are on the path to getting their life back on track. The problem is, these people again look just like you and me, and it's easy to bond with them. Maybe their kids go to the same school as yours do. Maybe you'll drive the same car. I love horses. I've run across people that love horses, and we would start talking about that. And you, in your mind, once you start bonding with these people, you've already pre-rented to them, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I think I found my tenant. I think I found my tenant." And then you run their credit, and it's like, "Oh man, oh, what am I going to do?" Because you've already pre-rented to them. So your brain starts working in overtime trying to figure out, how can I make this person fit? How can I get this awesome person with the terrible credit and the terrible payment history into my house? So it works against us as landlords to meet these people because, I mean, we're only human and we do feel sorry for these people. And I've said this before, but tenant advocates, they tell tenants, if someone turns you down, don't worry. You will meet another landlord and you can tell them your story and they'll rent to you. Do not be this landlord, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is okay to empathize with these people. It is okay to feel sorry for them. But at the end of the day, you and your business and your asset are your job to take care of first. And these people, I know they need help, but unless you are willing to take them on, like, I don't know, maybe a teenager, like you would your almost grown a teenager, and teach them these skill sets, teach them how to manage their money. Well, first of all, actually have them understand how much money they have to spend every month, because it costs all of us a certain amount of money every month to live. And many of these people have no idea. So you're going to have to teach them that. You're going to have to teach them how to budget their money. You're going to have to teach them how to get on a schedule and pay their bills. Do you want to do this as a landlord? Because if you do, great, then rent to these people. I don't have time for that. And it's not my job. And I'm going to be honest, I've been in this position. Before I had a pre-screening system, I used to get in front of these people all the time. And it was really, really hard to turn them down. So understand that you need to have systems in place. A pre-screening system is something I strongly recommend, and I will talk about that in another video. But you need to have a way to avoid these people altogether. You need to have a way to sidestep them so that you don't get caught up in this and then feel bad. So have a system, follow it every time. And when you run into these people, because you will, no matter how careful you are, remind yourself, it is okay to sympathize, to empathize, and to have true compassion for these people. That doesn't make you a bad person, though, to say no. You can have all of these things and still say, I'm so sorry, but company policy requires everyone to have income of 3 times the rent, a credit score of 650, whatever your criteria are. And when you use company policy, it does kind of take you out of it. There's not a spouse, there's not a partner that you can go talk to. It's a darn company policy, which isn't anybody, it's just a thing. And people understand that. So give yourself permission to turn these people down. It's okay to say no. It's okay to empathize, but don't rent to them. Do not take on these people unless you really want to be a teacher of skill sets and systems. So we have to, as landlords, know what our priorities are, which is our assets, our financial well-being, and our families. And you need to prioritize them every single time. So if you haven't done so already, go out and join my Facebook group, Common Sense Landlording. I have all kinds of tips out there. And you can download that pre-screening form that I just talked about. It is pinned out there. You can take that. It's 14 questions right now. You can take it, change it around, add your own questions, but that will get you started on your pre-screening system. So I will see you in another video.